I cannot believe we have another chapter of Boku no Hero already translated. Now, as I said in my last review like 2 days ago, I said that it's a possibility that the translators are probably trying to catch up. Well, with this chapter being already translated, chapter 9, it's already obvious the translators are trying to catch up to the latest chapter. I just want to say right now, I don't know if any of the translators watch my videos or not, but if you do, thank you so much. The hard work is appreciated. I know a lot of us, YouTubers included, are really happy to see this series continuing to get translated because it's just an absolutely amazing fucking series to see it translated. And the reason why is because I'm about to explain it. As I said in my last review of Boku no Hero, that was my favorite chapter. Well, I take that back. This is my fucking favorite chapter. I'm not joking. This chapter, I'm getting some Hunter x Hunter type vibes. If you don't know what I'm getting at, I'm about to explain to you. This series is actually looking to be very fucking good. Now I'm starting to understand the scope and the grand scope of things of why people in Japan right now are really, really hyping this series up. Why it's been beating even One Piece in the rankings. The Shonen Jump Weekly rankings, it's beat One Piece a couple times. To beat the fucking tyrant, the giant-ass freaking big series, One Piece, in rankings in certain weeks, and you're a new fucking series with only 18 or 19 chapters, you're doing something right. And I know why now. I know exactly why Boku no Hero is getting the respect it deserves after a chapter like this. At first glance, looking at this chapter, you would think like it's a standard battle chapter, and you have it to where Bakugou is just being incredibly evil, and he wants to beat the shit out of our main male character, Izuku. At first glance, that's exactly what it looks like, but if you dive deep into this chapter, you will see something that is absolutely fucking stunning when it comes to weekly shonen, when it comes to weekly fucking shonen of manga, okay, weekly shonen, current. It's rare, besides Hunter x Hunter, to see a character like Izuku. I said it in my last review. Izuku has proved that he's an intelligent character the way he studies, the way he looks up things, the way he looks up battle moves. He has proved this in the last chapter, and even at the beginning. And I love that. I love main characters that are intelligent. I really do. I don't like characters that are just all bronze. I mean, I do and don't. It depends. It depends on the series, but I love how Boku no Hero is trying to do something different. It is trying to do something different that other weekly shonen I haven't tried in quite a long time. The only shonen I can think of that comes to my mind at this moment, like instantly to the top of my head, is like Death Note and probably Hunter x Hunter with intelligent type characters. Really, I'm going to be honest. And to see how Boku no Hero is trying to do this type of element with the characters, like this characterization with our main male character, it makes me have a lot of hope for this series. Because this chapter of Boku no Hero shows us what we should expect from our main male character. He's not just fucking bronze. He may have his power from All Might, his quirk power to where he can use fucking amazing strength, and we do know he has repercussion to where he gets hurt. Like, he will freaking obliterate all his bones if he used his full strength. And that's what, Bakugou is trying to make him do at the end of this chapter. But the main thing was, in this chapter, we saw Izuku actually standing toe-to-toe with Bakugou that was ranked number 1 in the exams. Ranked number 1 with his power. And the last place ranking, Izuku, that recently just got his powers, and he didn't actually use his powers in this fight, he was fighting him toe-to-toe. Not because of bronze, not because he has an amazing overpowered power that kicks fucking ass, it's not that. He actually won, or was fighting toe-to-toe with Bakugou in this chapter because of his intelligence. He has studied so many fucking heroes, not just All Might, but so many different heroes and so many people around him he studied, and he knows different combat moves than him. For instance, Bakugou. He knows how Bakugou fights. He knows exactly what way he'll swing, like the right swing with his explosions. He knows his abilities, like from back to back. And it's amazing seeing how he's actually able to fight a character that is way past his power level. Like, holy shit, he's way past it. But he's able to actually stand toe-to-toe with him because he's using his brain, his tactic strategies to fight Bakugou. And he's also using Bakugou's rage against him. I'm not joking. Our main male character is actually using the rage that Bakugou has against him. Because if he didn't use the rage against him, they would be losing this test of villains versus heroes, or the one-sided capture the flag. The thing was, what I loved about this chapter was that Izuku went in depth with actually a strategy. He started stating like, okay, we have 2v2, and pretty much if I was to fight, I'd be completely useless. It's pretty much a 2v1. And so he tried to avoid at all possible trying to get Bakugou, Ochako, himself, and Ida in one room. He did not want a 2v2 fight because it would have turned out to be like a 2v1 because Izuku is pretty much fucking useless when it comes to actually fighting in fist combat at the moment because he can't control his power. And so he actually used the rage of Bakugou to draw him towards itself, and he actually made it to where Ida no longer has a teammate. So it's kind of like a 1v1 now, but it's not really just that. You have it to where the entire power scale has been flipped because, I mean, Ochako has gravity. She can make anything like zero gravity. Anything she touches. And even though Ida looks like he has the advantage in this chapter, how he cleaned the entire floor, and I like that, by the way. I like how he used his smarts and personality to clean the floor and fought ahead before Ochako came there and tried to use her powers. That's incredibly smart. Once again, I'll compliment the characters that the mangaka has wrote. But anyways, back on track. Okay, so pretty much how Izuku is able to manipulate the rage of Bakugou, mess up the teams of the enemy side, the villains. For instance, he messed it up where Ida no longer has a teammate. He told Ochako to go in there to get the nuke like disabled and go over there and capture the villains. That overall, that aspect is just mind-blowing. It is fucking mind-blowing seeing a character like that. I'm not joking. It is rare. So rare seeing a main male character or even a main female character that is that intelligent at the beginning of the series. That at the beginning, I'm not joking. That makes me happy. I'm so glad this is doing so well. I'm so glad this is not probably going to be canceled because it's had multiple freaking color center pages, front cover pages, and it is just doing absolutely amazing in the rankings. It is dominating the rankings at the moment. Oh, I'm happy. I'm fucking happy. I get to talk about a series that is starting at from the very beginning. A great manga that's probably going to become big. So happy about that. So, let's move on to the other aspects of this chapter. Okay, Bakugou. We get some characterization with him in this chapter. We find out an actual rough down details of his power, his explosive power. We find out more about it. All we knew is that he can make things explode out of his palms. We knew that. Well, in this chapter, we find out exactly how his power comes out. And this is where I thought of Hunter x Hunter, because Togashi would add in these little details of different character designs and characterizations of different characters, and he would go so far in fucking depth with these characters, you would be like, what the fuck, Togashi? And to see how the mangaka of the series, don't know the mangaka's name, but to see how the mangaka is actually going in depth with his, or certain individual powers, for instance, Bakugou's powers, of his explosions, I was taken aback. I was like, holy shit. Because we find out that the reason why his powers work, his sweat is pretty much nitroglycerin. That's what Bakugou's sweat is, and he can explode it pretty much. So finding out that his sweat is like nitroglycerin and he can actually store it into that grenade type hand and cause a fucking massive ass explosion, that's pretty deadly, and that's badass. And I like how the mangaka took the time to actually explain his powers. And it's pretty scary, honestly. Fucking nitroglycerin, fucking sweat, holy shit. Even not even that though. I mean, Izuku is even able to dodge that and think ahead before the explosion went off. So once again, it shows another trait of how intelligent he was. Now, another thing about this though, besides the power explanation of Bakugou, we get characterization for him. Okay, so we already knew this since the very beginning of the first chapter. Bakugou is a fucking dick. I said in my last chapter review, he's most likely going to turn into a villain. It's obvious he will probably turn into a villain. And at the end of this chapter, it kind of looks like I might be right. But I don't know. It depends on how his development goes in this little arc going on. Because he's like, I'm going to break you, Izuku. I'm going to break you. Go at full power. So that's pretty fucked up, man. Like, holy shit. So, seeing how Bakugou's actually kind of going at max power, he's trying to technically kill Izuku. I mean, he's not giving him a chance. He would have killed Izuku in this chapter if Izuku did not dodge out of the way. So, it proves that Bakugou is not a very good hero if he can't even control his rage and emotions. Now, the backstory we get with him, the flashback with how he met, Deku or, Izuku, we find out the meaning behind Izuku's, nickname, Deku. For instance, you had it to where Bakugou gave him this name because it means you are worthless and you can't do anything. For instance, you're worthless at everything. And that's actually a very mean name to call someone. That's fucked up. And to see how Ochako comes in and actually makes the name sound really good, for instance, like it's someone that never gives up, I love that. I love that so much. I do. And it brings a lot more weight to the table when you think about that. And also, we see how Izuku's character personality was in the past. Even though he was quirkless and he had no power whatsoever, he was the first one to help Bakugou when he fell into the water and was probably going to get hurt. He came down there and helped Bakugou, while everybody else was, cheering him on and giving him a big head, saying, like, oh, he's strong, he can do it. Everybody was saying that, but you had it to where Izuku just comes in and tries to help him. And then Bakugou, it seems like he gets very pissed off because he's angry that this quirkless bastard, pretty much in his eyes, is helping him out, but he's weak. So yeah, it's really cool getting to see this characterization for that. The chapter overall, very good chapter. I know for a fact Bakugou is probably going to have some form of repercussions after this chapter, because you see All Might writing on his piece of paper saying, oh, he's got a very bloated head and all that, and you see him writing in his notebook. So Bakugou most likely is going to get something bad happen to him after this, especially with blowing up half the fucking building with his explosions and pretty much almost killing Izuku. I mean, with next chapter being titled Full Power versus Full Power, something bad is going to happen, because yeah, at the end of this chapter it said that, full power versus full power. So Izuku is going to use his maximum full power. Is he going to develop and be able to use his power? I have no idea. But great chapter. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 chapter, or even 10 out. You know what? Fucking 10 out of 10. Fucking 10 out of 10 because of the intelligence. I'm shocked. I'm shocked this series is doing so well. I mean, it's obvious why it's doing so well, but I'm shocked it's doing so well because we have a smart-ass main male character. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.